This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Before I get started, I want to promote the appearance of my podcast co-host and wife, the amazingly talented Brittany Page. She is she is guest hosting for David Pakman today and yesterday. And she's an amazing job. So one, go subscribe to her channel, but also go check out her, I don't want to call it a performance because she's certainly not performing, but it's a good time. I will be there tomorrow, by the way, forget to promote myself. I'll be doing that. But let's talk about this clip that circulated on Twitter today. It was Colby Covington, who is an MMA fighter, I guess, who has made a name for himself as being a MAGA guy, unapologetically so. And I kind of hesitated on whether or not I even wanted to talk about this because I've seen brief clips of fights. I'm not a UFC guy, but I've seen brief clips of fights and certainly a lot of photos of his head just getting brutally decimated by another man's fists. So I don't want to call into question his intelligence for fear that maybe it would be like an ableist smear on my part. That maybe he's had his head crushed so many times that he can't formulate logic and reason well. Ultimately, obviously, I'm here, so I decided against that train of thought because it seems he's always been the dipshit that he has outed himself to be. There are two clips. He's on with Eric Boling, the man who was fired from Fox News for texting dick pics to unsuspecting and non-consenting individuals within the Fox News Corporation. Now he's been hired by Newsmax or Real America Voice or whatever other nonsense conservative idiots out there. And I want to play, there's two clips here. And they are, trust me on this, stick with me on this, stick around. They are bananas. The first one really is a dark glimpse into the mind of a conspiratorial thinking. Someone who believes they have everything figured out, even though they speak in generalities with nebulous language and terms like they are doing this, really painting a picture of the NFL pulling the strings to control everything because of their bad ratings, up to and including the romantic relationship between billionaire Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So let's start with this, and then the next one, it really goes off the rails. Not everybody has the ability to speak in stream of consciousness like Donald Trump. Colby does his best, but really falls right on his broken face. First, watch him talk about what's ironic, even though what he describes is in no way irony.
The double vaccine commercial going around. So he sold his soul out to the Pfizer, to the pharmaceutical gods.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's despicable what Travis Kelce has done. How ironic that NFL is going through some of the worst ratings they've ever had in history, and then all of a sudden they're going to get one of the most famous people on the earth that's going to start having a fake relationship with one of their players, and then they're putting that same player in a position to be an advocate for a double shot. I'm against vaccines, but I'm pro-choice, so I think you should be able to decide what you want to do with what's healthy for your body. It's just irresponsible by Travis Kelce. It's no mistake that he's having some of the worst career stats that he's ever had right now because all the negative cloud, the dark cloud surrounding him. He sold his soul to the devil, and it's sad to see. Travis Kelce is nothing more than a shill, and he's going downhill fast. Go woke, go broke.
Oh, Colby. Again, that's not irony. He starts, how ironic that the NFL has bad ratings, so whoever they is, they get one of the most famous people in the world to have a fake relationship with a player. Let's just briefly sit on that for a moment. How do they, the nebulous they at the NFL get the most famous person in the world, a billionaire, to have a fake relationship with one of their players. How does that work, Colby? I'll wait. They put a player, they do a lot of work. There's a lot of a nefarious intent behind they. But they put that player in a position to be an advocate for a double shot. As though the NFL is setting up Travis Kelce's appointment calendar. Are they also setting him up to be an advocate for Direct TV and T-Mobile and AT&T, whatever ads he does? Are they also doing that? Because that is what that's what you're putting on them. All of his advertising deals, his endorsement deals, are because of this grand scheme to get the ratings of the NFL back. Of course, he sold his soul to the devil, which I find so hilarious that, as Colby Covington says, that Travis Kelce sold his soul to the devil, there is a framed photo of Donald Trump hanging on the wall over his shoulder. But Travis Kelce sold his soul to the devil because of vaccines. I don't believe in vaccines, but I'm pro-choice, so you can do what you want. You don't believe in vaccines? Do you believe in the eradication of polio? Do you believe in the life-saving technology? The millions, the untold millions of lives that were saved because of the COVID vaccine, which you're so afraid of. Because of they. And then go woke, go broke. Seems that Taylor Swift's not having a hard time. Seems that even Travis Kelce, I'm sure his net worth pummels yours. We'll speak in terms that you would understand, Colby Covington. The second clip doesn't get any better. It actually veers off into nonsense land very quickly. But enjoy. It's a doozy.
We play for bigger stakes, in the UFC. It's the best fight organization in the world. It's modern day gladiators. We're not like playing a little kid's game. Like anybody can play a kid's game, Eric. Anybody can go put a ball in the hoop. Anybody can go throw a football to the sideline. But what type of things are you really doing for humanity? Are you solving world hunger? Are you solving world peace? No, you're just playing a little kid's game. So I got no respect for Travis Kelce, no respect for LeBron James, who continually sits and on this country that gave him everything. And, if I ever see those guys face to face, I'm going to tell them how I feel, Eric.
I'm sure they're not going to mess with you. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's LeBron at 6'10" or whatever he is, or Travis Kelce, who used to be a badass football player, but now is just a boyfriend, Mr. Taylor Swift. Colby.
So what starts off as a competition of the sports that they play? That we play for bigger stakes in the UFC. We're not just playing a little game. This is pugilistic. This is combat. This is, what did he say? Gladiators, modern day gladiators. And then he veers off into, I'll remind you. We're not like playing a little kid's game like anybody can play a kid's game, Eric. Anybody can go put a ball in a hoop. Anybody can go throw a football to the sidelines. He's saying this in juxtaposition against what he does as a job, as a sport, the UFC, where it's the best fighter organization in the world. But then he says, anybody can do this. Anybody can throw the ball, put the ball in the hoop. But what types of things are you really doing? What are you doing for? What are you doing for humanity? Are you solving world hunger? Are you solving world peace? Did Colby Covington solve world hunger and nobody told me? Are UFC fighters out there solving the world's wars and world peace problem or lack thereof, and no one told us? Then why bring it up? If you're not doing the thing you're charging LeBron James as guilty for not doing, what is happening? No, you're just playing a little kid's game. So I got no respect for Travis Kelce. And let me tell you, I'll tell him to his face when I see him. these people never matured out of a high school or a junior high mentality. That a fight is the only way to convince someone of your correctness in your position, even if it were true that Colby Covington is some kind of the toughest man in the world, this welterweight. It doesn't mean you're correct about vaccines because you have physical toughness. Dipshit. Again, I'll start with the question or I'll end with the question I started with. Maybe I've been beaten in the head too many times. Marine Corps was a tough one for me. Is it cognitive decline because of being beaten over the head with fists, brutalized in the ring? I mean, he did just blame losing on it being rigged because of wokeness or whatever nonsense. I don't know, but I would throw it to you and ask your opinion about this. You can call and share your thoughts, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you appreciate what I do and you want to help join the team, help produce this content, click the join button below. For $2 a month, you can do so. Hit the super thanks button or go over to my Patreon page. You have a few days left. You become a patron. By the end of the year, you get the end of the year Patreon gift. People are sending in pictures. It's a sticker pack that's filled with inside jokes, and it's a good time. That's patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Follow me on social media. I'm everywhere at Dollemore. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.